So I've had a day of the new Le Maestros DLC for EA Sports WRC in my life, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the good stuff, the not so good stuff, and yeah, my view on it all. So let's start off with the good stuff, and well, it's pretty much everything that they've added. The new cars are great. They all have something different to them. From the new class of car with the 2012 to 2016 to the extra dimension that the C3 has in that 2017 to 2021 class. It's like you have with the Rally 1 class with the Puma. It's probably the closest to the C3 in terms of handling. From the addition of more F2 kit cars like the 1999 Citroen Zara, is just a nice rally icon to have. To then the addition of some more junior ladder cars. The C2R2 Max is a nice addition to have, especially because then you can contrast it against a similarly badged but different class C2 Super 1600. And then the Peugeot 206 Super 1600, which I am so happy to see. I talked about this on stream. The last video game that featured it, I believe, was WRC Rally Evolved back in 2005, so it's been 20 years since it's been in a licensed rally game. And I think this livery that we've got, the last time it appeared in a rally game with an official license, was V-Rally 3, nearly 25 years ago. That's something that's really nice, that goes to the kind of niche of it all. I know there are going to be people who will be wanting, an Octavia or an Accent, but this is one of the things that sort of does what people are asking for. In addition to that, the two new routes that we have are a lot of fun as well. The Monte Carlo one has a lot of speed to it, but also some tighter technical sections. It's a nightmare if you're in a front-wheel drive car. I could only imagine it's even worse in a rear-wheel drive car. But it's got elements of Corsica to it, in terms of comparing it to other things in game, even though it is an officially licensed Monte Carlo stage. And that's great. It's great to have more of that, like it is to have FAF. And FAF is a WRC classic. In fact, I know the Briançonnet test goes as far back as 1976, and FAF is only, I think, first in WRC in the 80s. But FAF, it had its own rally until it came back to the WRC, 2015? And it's a lot of fun. It's also a nice contrast to the other Portuguese stages, because the other Portuguese stages are a bit more technical. There are some bits where you push, but there's nothing quite as wide open, quite as flat as FAF in terms of flat out. There's lots of elevation. There are some bits that can catch you out. I mean, I got a punch over a blind jump in my first run. But yeah, it's nice. And on top of this, there are some nice quality of life improvements as well. The new livery selection screen is really cool to have, especially with cars that have tons and tons of different slots. Looking at you, Skoda Fabia Rally 2. Yeah, it's a nice thing to have to go through and go, okay, I want this one or this one or this one. Especially if you're somebody who's on PC and mods liveries in. Because sometimes you can't remember which one's in slot 2, but now you're like, oh yeah, it's that one. I don't know, it's something that is a minor change, something that everybody gets, but something that people will definitely benefit from. But you can't just have it all good, right? There's some bits that aren't as good. First of which has been just the updates themselves. I'm sat here waiting to record the backing footage, and that's why I've sat to record the audio. I'm actually sat on my rig rather than my desk, because the game's had to update again, and it's several gigs. My download actually corrupted my game yesterday whilst I was on stream. Now that could have been a me issue, could have been a user error. But that, coupled with a hefty install day 2 of it all, it's not the most fun. But that might just be me experiencing that. I mean, I love the game, but this is the second time I've had to reinstall it now since I got it, because the game's corrupted itself. In addition to that, there are a couple of little bits that you can go, ooh, I'm not a fan of this. I mean, one of the big criticisms that I saw was the fact that I think predominantly I saw this on the was the Overtake review, that FAF should have more spectators, and I guess it would be cool to have that. It would feel a bit more true to life, the same as you have with Valgarson, because Valgarson doesn't have too many spectators because they're very far away in the game. And I kind of get it. I kind of get why Cody's haven't done it, because first thing with Unreal, all of them are 3D models. If you had 2D models, you'd be able to get away with it a bit more. But even like a 3D model where it's like a massive cube of hair with a few different faces, and that is also doable. But I don't think they really want to do that. I think they like that you can animate these different bodies, and so these 3D things aren't just people standing there. They're people who have animations who lean into the stage. I don't know, I think for a lot of people the balance in terms of immersion comes from a mix of both of those. And on top of that, there are a couple of other issues, like the fact that they've had to drop the lobby size from, 32 to 20. Like, I don't know many people who are affected by that, but there are some bits that are just teething issues that are surprising. Another one is you can't run the new stages in career mode or championship mode yet. I mean, you can run them in everything else, but those single player modes, I mean, they don't appeal to me now, because when my game broke the first time, I lost my career mode save, and so to get the career mode achievement, I decided to go and just pick the shortest season possible at the lowest difficulty. But I could understand why people aren't too pleased with that. I mean, they're fun stages, they're great stages, it's nice to have them increase variety. But yeah, it must be a shame if you then can't make the most of it. But overall, what's my feeling? I mean, I enjoy it. I recommend it. Of course I do. I'm a Rally fan. I'm a WRC fan. I'm a Cody's fan. This has a little bit of everything for me. New stages. I remember, was it WRC 7 or WRC 8 that Killerton added a bunch of new stages to events, and one of them was Portugal. So they could have even more that they could do, even more that they could use. And that was nice. That was a lot of fun. And it was great to have that refresh. I think if Cody just keep adding on to this and adding on to this and adding on to this, then that's great. If we get to a point that every rally has 18 or even 24 stages, that would be wonderful. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new cars are in the Hard Chargers pack, I think it's called, when we get Umeå. And I think we get a new stage in the Acropolis as well. That would be absolutely wonderful, because it would be cool to get, say, the other 2012 to 16 cars. At least one of the Hyundais, maybe the one that's in Dirt Rally 1 and not the 2016 one they already did a single full season. Or get the Fiesta, one of the Fiestas. Or get the i20 Coupe or the Yaris 2017. I'm looking forward to it. I think I recommend getting EA WRC 24 if you haven't got the game already, because then you get this DLC already. And if you already have the original game and you didn't buy the season pass, I I'd say get it. Like the WRC 24 content is great, and this adds on to it more. As somebody who bought both season passes for Dirt Rally 2.0, I made a lot of use out of it. And I think you will with this as well. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in that comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.